know.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, rhymes are great for reading aloud and that, and young children respond to rhyme and repetition quite well.
Mm.
And we think that, like, you brilliantly communicate ideas about the importance of friendship and being patient with each other, like, when maybe we're not feeling at our best.
Thank you.
So, like, do you have any more books, say, planned in the future that are sort of aimed at a younger audience again and maybe follow the same pattern of rhyming that children can find easier to follow along or anything?
Yes, actually, I'm not sure if you've come across it. I've always got some in my bag,
Mhm.
so I can show you them if you like.
Yeah.
Uh, not sure how well this is going to translate to a podcast. We're doing this bit. So I've got these two as well. This one came out this
Okay.
year. It's called Catherine the Cactus.
Thank you very much.
And You Are Still a Wolf, My Friend. So that's the three so far.
That one.
And so the day the sun wouldn't get out of bed is, two characters,
Yeah.
and it's really about the benefit of listening, and that sometimes when we're with someone that we find we worry about them, or we're not sure what's going on with them, our instinct is to try and resolve that for that person.
Yeah.
But actually, so much can be said for just listening. The day that You're Still a Wolf, My Friend is about a wolf pup that can't howl
Yeah.
and feels kind of out of the gang,
Yeah.
a bit different. Howling is an extremely important thing if you're a wolf. So, yeah. So anyway, he meets a bear who's meant to be very angry and grisly, but is actually very kind. And the bear introduces him to lots of unique and interesting animals, and realizes it's something to be celebrated, our differences.
Yeah.
And Catherine the Cactus is about a very spiky, punky cactus, but she lives in a drain, so what can you really expect?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everyone's a bit scared of her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's actually a bit scared of people and different animals as well. But she
Yeah.
meets a very kind of patient fox, and that's really about it's about how our environment can shape how we feel and shape
Mm-hmm.
how we're able to respond to others,
Mm-hmm.
but also about how asking for help is a difficult thing to do, but
Oh yeah,
also
definitely.
difficult thing to provide, but ultimately worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're all kind of on
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
things. I'm glad I had those in my book. I might
Yeah.
actually
No,
in
they're
my
good.
bag. I might in my bag.
They're really good. When you're writing a book, then do you like try to follow maybe like an issue or something, whether that be anxiety or not fitting in or something along those lines that maybe has like you've got the entertainment of the book that then has a deeper meaning. Do you feel that's something that you would try and do within your books?
Yeah, I think so far anyway, that's been the focus, is to
Mm-hmm.
have a theme and to see if you can work a story around that. It's a bit of a chicken and egg thing. It's like, oh, sorry, this one, Catherine the Cactus, started out about our environment because I've worked with people that have been
Yeah. Yeah.
homeless, and they can be quite angry people because of the situation that they're in, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize it was going to become actually about asking for help as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you start off with this metaphor of what kind of character would be spiky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cactuses are naturally spiky, and it's sort
Yeah.
of not an animal even, isn't it?
No,
Plant,
but
whatever character. So that's a good idea for a metaphor. So
yeah, excellent.
yeah, it's a hard one. You do get asked where do your ideas come from. I don't know. You guys, I don't know if you write at all, but it can
I've
be.
tried to in the past, but yeah,
Yeah, where does it come from? Who knows?
I know,
Yeah.
just right, and then seems to sometimes work, but yeah,
I think it comes. I don't think it comes just from your idea
No.
and then you write it. I think it's in the process of
definitely
writing that the idea
yeah.
evolves.
I
Yeah.
find that a lot.
Yeah.
So, could you tell us about the artwork? We love
Yeah.
how expressive it is, and planned on talking to P4s about it and the importance of body language to being a good listener.
Yeah.
So did you design it all yourself, or?
No, so I work with an illustrator called Badras. His name's just in the first page. So I work through a platform to do that. So, for example, with Catherine the Cactus, that's actually based in an area near to where I live.
Yeah.
So that's the third book. So I became a bit better about what that process would look like. So I did a mixture of sort of clip art, photos. I took photos on my phone of the various places. I wanted Catherine to be kind of look angry and grumpy, but also be kind of cute. at the same time,
Yeah.
which is quite a tricky thing to do.
Definitely.
So I ended up finding this picture of like a toddler doing that,
Yeah.
you know, and that kind of was the idea of what I wanted to get across with Catherine. And so I
Looks good.
write the story and then put those pictures alongside it,
Yeah.
and then send that to the illustrator, Badras, and then he sends me something back, and then we go through various backwards and forwards of, I like this, but not this, can you do this, can you do that, until we settle on the illustrations, and then I format the books myself.
Excellent.
As to how it all fits together. So,
Perfect. So, I mean, we two of us together, we looked at the advert for Exxon and mobile fuels.
Oh, right.
And they obviously use extracts from the book, and we think it works absolutely brilliantly.
Oh, thanks so much.
It must have been very exciting for you. And like, how did that like come about in that? And did they reach out to you or?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a self-published author,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I guess, an emerging. A lot of people are sort of doing that now.
Yeah.
It seems to be the test of whether you get published is to go through that process more now.
Yeah.
And that can be a tricky thing because you can feel like, is this ever going to kind of take off?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and it's a lot of work. You're doing a lot of, if it was traditional publishing, a lot of different jobs. You're doing it yourself.
Gosh, yeah.
So to have something like that was a real win last year for me, and just makes it kind of all worthwhile, sort of financially speaking, but also in terms of getting a more kudos and more kind of positive feelings around the book.
Yeah.
But I sent the books. I've not sent it to Catherine yet, but to various YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
Who just read children's stories. And the day the sun went out of bed, that one ended up having quite a lot of views.
Oh wow.
Something like 50,000 or something.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So I'm assuming that's how it came, because it's a New Zealand advert.
Oh gosh, yeah.
They contacted me through Instagram, so it's all social media.
Do the voiceovers and narrate the book then, or was that someone else?
No, yeah, somebody else. So
wow.
Because initially you think that you should do all that stuff yourself, but actually you think, okay, if somebody already has a following and somebody has are getting a large amount of views from what they're doing, then how can you work with that person rather than trying to manage all that stuff yourself?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So it's trying to collaborate with other people. Really, is the way to get that going. But it's a difficult thing.
Sure
I'm
extremely fortunate and lucky that happened.
Yeah,
to be honest,
yeah.
They say if you want to read. Are you a reader? And if so, what was your favourite book when you were a child?
When I was a child, so when I was very young, as I was saying before, I really loved getting The Hobbit read to me. And then I also I enjoyed Dr. Seuss when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Particularly The Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah. But I was actually speaking about that recently, and I think I remember actually the way Dr. Seuss writes more than the stories. I just enjoyed the rhythm of it and the cadence. And then I became a huge Harry Potter fan when I was about, I don't know, 8 or something.
I think we've all had our Harry Potter phase. Definitely.
I think, there are people that, because it's so large, it has its critics, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I think for me that really moved me into reading was Harry Potter.
Me too.
I used to read another one, I think Martin of Redwall. But then, I got really into that. And then from there, started to read more complex literature, I guess. But yeah.
So we work to promote reading in the school and in our community, yeah? What are your thoughts on the benefits to children and parents reading together?
I think there's lots of benefits. I think that from when I was that age to now, I think there are so many more forms of stimulus that are coming in all the time. For me as an adult, I feel I've always got about 10 news corporations in my pocket that can let me know what's happening in the world every 5 minutes. It is extremely hard to slow down in this world as opposed to what it was when I was a kid. So I think books are a fantastic way to do that.
Yeah, they are.
Because you've got a joint focus. It gives an opportunity for the child to ask the parents questions about the characters. You can read it together. sometimes what happens with my books is that a parent might have like say an 8-year-old and a 3 or 4-year-old, and they buy it for the 8-year-old to read to the 4-year-old. So that actually creates an environment for their children to spend time together as well. That's different.
Amazing.
So yeah,
excellent.
I think reading to your child is a really good thing.
I suppose it almost kind of relates back to the book trust as well, and all these things that they're saying about the positives of reading and that.
Yeah, exactly, Jamie.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think that's all, and thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
No worries, thank you.
Just a few closing words.
Okay.
Just want to say that your book, The Day the Sun Wouldn't Get Out of Bed, provides everyone, not just P4s or whatever our target audience might be for going into school, with a chance for self-reflection. But we also want to ask ourselves if we're being good listeners, and if we're being patient enough with friends and family, because we don't have to be perfect, and doing all your best as anyone can ask.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Excellent.
That was fantastic, guys.
Thank you for coming in. Just before we finish up, a quick question: would you be happy to maybe read some of your book just to the camera and just maybe a snippet or however much you feel you want to read? Just
no worries.
Just if that's all right with you. Thank you so much.
That would be fine. So where am I going here? Where's my lens?
You see the link, sort of that.
The day the sun wouldn't get out of bed. Time to get up, said Moon to Sun. My shift is over, and yours has begun. But I don't want to, said Sun to Moon. I'm still too tired. It's still too soon. You're being lazy. I'm tired too. My night has ended. The day should be new. I'm not being lazy. I don't mean to moan. I can't create the day. I feel a bit alone. But the day is you, so you must go. Now is your time. I won't hear a no. I can't do it. Every day is the same. I'm really sorry, Moon. You are not to blame. This isn't funny, Sun, and cannot be true. The world will wake in darkness with a sky without you. I wish I was joking, but I think I've lost my light. The world should carry on as if it was the night. Okay, said Moon. I think I understand. How you are feeling today is not something you planned. All night alone, I find it hard too. When I feel like this, my light is slightly blue. Every night the same, you feel less keen. I feel less whole, and only half can be seen. These things are tough, it has to be said, and sometimes you wish you could stay in your bed. We've been doing this a while, my friend, my chum, and sometimes that means hard days will come. But you should know, you are loved by all, from the moment you rise until you finally fall. You bring life to many and hope to some. When you can't be seen, it isn't much fun. What you choose to do is only your choice, and that's all you will hear from this moony voice. Thank you, said Sun. I agree, old friend. I'm going to get up. The night should end. This morning I'll use a cloudy duvet. I won't be my brightest, but that is okay. So the two carried on through the day and the night. Sometimes they were dim and other times bright. Sun never forgot what Moon had said. There is always a reason to get out of bed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent.
All right.